the working title of our winery is the Beaver Valley Winery and Cider Company. In this business, we produce our own raw materials, which is fruit. We're manufacturing a product, we're marketing it, we're creating a brand. We're located in a protected zone of the Niagara escarpment. The property that we own here, there are many features that lend itself to being a winery location. One of the concepts that our architect devised right from the very beginning, and which I believe we've adhered to very well, is creating a contrast between the old, warm, historic aspects of the barn which enclose or house the winery, and the new high-tech, modern elements that, of course, are required to run a winery. We've been able to maintain all the posts and beams within the original barn. I think what we've done with the windows is particularly interesting. One of the things we wanted to provide is lots of light inside the building, but we wanted to direct the view from inside towards the most appealing aspect of the landscape, which in our view is up the side of the valley. We've got a beautiful stream running through the property. And on that side of the structure, we put floor-to-ceiling windows, which provide lots of light and a terrific view. If you continue up the side of the valley, you'll actually reach the top of our property where it flattens out, and that's the location that we've decided to plant our orchard. 5 acres of heritage varieties of apples, golden and Roxbury russets, some Tolman sweets, some snows, and some wealthies. All of these varieties, very difficult to find in the grocery store these days, but they all were noted for making cider in the early 1900s, late 1800s. In regards to our orchard, we don't need totally unblemished fruit like you would find in a supermarket. That allows us to use more natural methods. One of our objectives with our orchard is to slowly move towards an organic certification. The primary product that we produce here will be cider made from local apples. We're looking forward to experimenting with, on the product development side, is natural fermentation, where we actually rely on the yeasts that come in the skins of the fruits. We're developing products which we're hoping will challenge our visitors. Ciders that have more tannins than perhaps they're used to. One of the things we'd like to do is experiment with ciders that aren't carbonated. I think a lot of people, or most people, would immediately assume that a cider is a carbonated beverage, and that is not necessarily so. A beautiful, crystal clear, still cider is a marvelous drink. We're able to actually live on the property. We live in the original farmhouse that was built before 1900, and we've taken great pride in the fact that we haven't expanded the footprint of our house. And likewise, where the business is located within the barn, we fit the business within the existing structure without expanding its footprint or changing its form. We're trying to respect the buildings that were left to us here when we acquired the property and to put them to a new and productive use. It's pretty much possible to recycle all the things we produce. I mean, of course, we grow our own fruit, we press our own fruit, and one of the major byproducts of pressing fruit is the dry pumice. There's many ways to use pumice. We've got cattle on the property. There are opportunities now to pelletize pumice and use it as a biomass fuel. And just in regards to biomass fuel, that's one of the ways that we've decided to heat our structure is using a biomass pellet stove. The other major byproduct of a winery cidery operation is water. We will be capturing all of the water that's used in our production facility, and we'll be storing it in a reservoir underground, and then we'll be using that water to subsequently irrigate our fields. The other feature of the property, which you can see behind me, is our dry stone wall. Every rock in that wall was sourced from this property. A lot of the rocks actually came out of the floor of the barn. That's what they used to do to create a solid floor in a barn where the cattle were kept. They would dig a big hole and fill it with rock. We were able to salvage all those rocks and use them to build a wall, which is a very interesting feature in the property, and it attracts a lot of attention from visitors. Other materials that we've recycled on the property is this pergola that I'm sitting in, constructed of posts and beams from barns that have been blown down in the area. For tables in the pergola, we're using discarded French oak barrels that we were able to salvage from the Jackson Triggs winery at Niagara on the lake.
Was that under the cover of darkness?
You